And his desired target is double 16. Once again, just takes his time for the match. And Mullen is up and running. That was a beautiful performance. And look how delighted he is. And Robert Thornton storms off the stage. He's got plenty to do as Robert Thornton, but it's all about that man walking off the hockey. Excellent performance from the Dutchman. Ron Mullenkamp is up and running as we look at the tail of the tape. Very solid performance from the Dutchman. 87.7, good on the outer ring. And very stellar start from Ron Mullenkamp. And next up, we will see the Group B winner, David Davies, and he plays Chris Lman.
Required 20.
But Lman hasn't been a spectacular match at all so far. It's about getting the 2 points, you sense.
On the fourth
and it's Lman with a little fist pump there. You don't often see that from Lman. He's his favourite double 16. He might be shaking his head there. But inside, he's planning his attack to win this match.
Going to be under pressure. But is this too late? It's certainly not too little. It can't be any bigger.
Well, he certainly put the pressure on. He doesn't often feel pressure, Lman.
And
it's a double Dutch start in the opening two matches. Wins for Ron Mullenkamp and now for Chris Lman to get through a difficult game against David Davies. He'd be bitterly disappointed with his doubles percentages in that game. He knows what he'll have to do. And look at those averages. Averages don't win games because Davies was the better player. And quite simply for David Davies, 2 from 16 on the outer ring must be improved in his next match against Pilgrim. But a great start from Lman. He knows there's more in the locker, but he is up and running as we move on to the next game. The first time we see Paul Hogan, and he plays Ron Mullenkamp. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyable game at the moment. Both on a finish after 9 darts. Mullenkamp decides to start on the bullseye. And lay very nicely. It's a beautiful looking dart of Mullenkamp's. This would be special.
That allows Mullenkamp to start the preparation for his attempt at a 13 dart leg here. A 13 darter that would guarantee his pathway to the semi-final.
Games on the third.
Clean and clinical as well. I get the sense though, Matt, that I don't think he realises that. But the way you bounce back to leave a 2 darter, this 130 has to go.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Paul Hogan.
There's his family and friends who would, like I said, have been an incredible support over Paul Hogan.
Running require 80.
That would have got the heart rate going for Mullenkamp, who's thinking, not again. 2 darts. Hold on to his throw. Fantastic darts again from Ron Mullenkamp.
He leaves his favourite double, but a chance for Mullenkamp.
Chance to retaliate the 130 that Paul Hogan hit against him earlier on. But this one is for the match. And it's the bull.
99.
Wow. And you can just sense from that reaction, he thought that was in. But Paul Hogan has shown all the fight. Great character is Paul Hogan.
Game shot.
And that is the game of the night so far. 2 players fully appreciating their tungsten skills there. It was a sensational game. And Paul Hogan, boy, does he love to be involved in a scrap. And a match that went all the way. And you can see how happy he is. The friends and family are happy. And even a kiss for victory for Paul Hogan. But look at those numbers. That was a special game. Both averaging very close to 100 throughout there. But it's Paul Hogan and that trusted double 18 that gets him over the line. A very, very enjoyable game. As next up we get Daryl Pilgrim, the big name, against Chris Lman. That's up next. Too much, Matt. Luke Littler did respond to our tweet and he fancies this man to get through tonight.
Game on.
Chris Lman, he's that unpredictability. He's got that classy A game. He's been to a Players' Championship final. He's been the runner-up of the WGF and he can throw darts like that. So Pilgrim will be thinking, well, I need to put some pressure on this 60. Lovely close-up with a concentration on his face right now. Well, if you're going to put pressure on 60, that's the way to do it.
40. Daryl require 36.
You are never out of a leg, and that stunning setup play from this man.
Game
and
shot
boy, does he love a double 18.
Daryl
Sensational setup, double 18. Second best in that leg as well throughout.
Daryl require 10.
Let's see what he thinks of that. No more messing about for Pilgrim now, you feel. Going to go direct for double five. There's his marker. And there's the finish. It was a tale of missed opportunities for Chris Lman. He'll be left frustrated there as we get the wiggle. And for Daryl Pilgrim there, he gets the win. He holds his hands up there. Just all a little bit messy. They'd be frustrated at that because everything has been so good. Very traditional route for Thornton. Leaves himself the bull.
66. Paul, you require 40.
Robert Thornton is out.
Paul Hogan.
That's the big news here at the Motor Super Series. Well, Hogan has left his favoured double 18. There's the breath. There's the focus. And there's the execution. Paul Hogan has been professional. He's been clinical. And his family and friends are absolutely delighted. And why shouldn't it? Because he's got a big smile on his face. But that's the end of Robert Thornton. We won't be seeing him in the semi-finals, but we'll be certainly seeing that man who once again goes over for his kiss. Lucky, lucky man. And he was solid throughout, was Paul Hogan. A 4-0 victory over Robert Thornton. Around that 90 average mark, just dipped right at the end. Excellent on the outer ring. Paul Hogan has been professional. Paul Hogan has been superb tonight, and he is through to the semi-finals. And next up, it's Daryl Pilgrim against David Davies. A lot of admiration for Pilgrim. Should go for treble 17. Haven't seen many balls being hit tonight. He's just double checking the score of 161.
86.
I wouldn't have done that, David.
Now we require 161.
I wouldn't have done that because this is the reason why. For the ball. Well, I did tell you, superb darts there from Daryl Pilgrim. Never give him a chance. That was outstanding.
Game shown the third leg.
That double two for Daryl Pilgrim is the end of the road for David Davies in terms of his possibility of qualifying.
Now we require 10.
And it is to be for Mr. P. Daryl Pilgrim books his place in the semi-final. A comfortable 4-0 victory in the end there over David Davies, who has made another step forward in his career this week. He's made or joined those history makers in Group B as those players who have been unbeaten in a campaign. That's a step forward for David Davies, who I'm sure we're going to see again in the near future. Will we see Daryl Pilgrim again? We're going to see him later on in the semi-finals. He's going to be joining with Chris Lman, Paul Hogan and Ron Mullenkamp. We'll be back at 10 p.m.
We require 98.
Board management of the Dutch players is usually spot on, but I think he's made a couple of errors with the going for the 15 on 105. That was a strange way to go with Hogan on 98.
Game shown
and punished.
Paul Hogan.
We've already saw in one game today where someone missed the 161 and just laid up.
Of booking a place in the final.
That happens so often when you're aiming for the centre of the board. I like the way he remains calm.
No score.
Did not expect that. 48. And that's always the worry, Matt, going that way.
Game shown the sixth flag.
We're going the distance.
Chris Lman.
Now, Hogan must forget that big 19. He has to forget that. Not the easiest, so chance for Hogan. Fantastic dart. He'll play it safe this time. It's the bull for the match.
96.
That can be the difference between winning a match and losing. The width of a wire. 2 darted tops. But only needs the one. That was a thoroughly enjoyable game between 2 players right at the top of the game. And look at the sportsmanship there from Paul Hogan. Chris Lman doesn't give off a lot of emotion, but that fist pump is about the best you're going to get from there. Look at that. I love it. And Paul Hogan, just that realisation that maybe his one big chance here at the Motor Super Series has just passed him by. But fair play to both players. Nothing to separate them there. Super solid 90.45 from Chris Lman. The Dutchman will be delighted on the outer ring. 50% is very good, but under pressure, that 64 finish, Lman is in the final. Who will he play? Will it be Daryl Pilgrim or Ron Mullen? They're up next. Can treble once again, fine margins.
Game shown
And
the
I tell you, I'm
third
learning more and
Daryl
more about
Pilgrim.
Daryl Pilgrim. We all know about the 119 average.
Oddly shaped barrels. They sort of clatter into each other at the wrong points. Get these more aggressive deflections.
Pilgrim's getting the breaks tonight. Unexpected dart, a double 16. There's the growl. And there's the double 16. That could be the defining moment.
Have the advantage of throwing first, because he won his group earlier on tonight when we had our mini groups.
150.
Ron Mullenkamp's got to get over the line first.
16.
He's got to do it under pressure.
Yeah, pressure. He probably didn't expect that fantastic setup play. He's been here before with this double 8. He's got unfinished business.
Game's on the 6th flag.
Look at the reaction there from Ron Mullenkamp, because he's already thinking of those missed darts at double 8 early in the game. That's the one real success.
5 treble 19s from 5 attempts on the switching for Daryl Pilgrim. But he's going to need one here at the start of this exchange, because Mullenkamp is sat ready to pounce.
81.
These are the moments you can't practice for. The adrenaline will be running through this man's body. His mind will be working overtime. It could only be a dart at the bull. It is a dart at the bull for his destiny.
56.
That could be the difference of winning and losing this match.
36.
We have an all-Dutch final. That's awkward.
10. Ronnie required 48.
He's a leg dominated here by Chris Lman, but he's unable to capitalise on the situation.
Do the double 16 go in? Does it?
32. Question required.
Well, that's twice 10. Now. Ron Mullenkamp's had 2 darts to break Chris Lman.
Game's on the 3rd leg. Chris Lman.
See you.
20.
Deep in thought. And he hit the double 10. Like I said, when he's had these questions, he's had the answers.
On the 5th leg.
Chris Lman is a leg away from victory.
Ronnie required 81.
And it could be a last leg thriller here. Does double 12 go? They do, Ron.
The 6th
they
leg.
do.
Ron Mullenkamp. She required 40.
Wowza.
Ronnie requires 16.
What a chance for Chris Lman. Mullenkamp has looked solid, remember. His heart will be racing. He breathes out. We're going down to double 2.
14.
Double wowza.
Chris required 10.
And Chris Lman is your week 7 winner. He wins the all-Dutch affair. It went right down to the wire. Ron Mullenkamp will be extremely frustrated. But the unpredictable Chris Lman somehow, by hook or by crook, gets to the winning line, and he takes the trophy and that £5,000 prize. You would think, if you looked at the numbers, that the only winner would be Ron Mullenkamp. He averaged 91.37. Despite the fact being in defeat. He had his opportunities in leg 2. He had the opportunity right at the end. And Chris Lman, I thought he'd blown it at one point, but he kept it going. He kept the faith and sank that double 5 for a huge victory for Chris Lman. And remember, Chris Lman was never, ever at his best this week. That's the ceiling that Chris Lman has got. He's a fantastic player. He's a great player. And he's our week 7 winner.
Indeed, he is. Chris, many, many congratulations. Beginning 2024, I suppose, in perfect style.
Yeah, it's a good start with the beginning, yeah. And happy where I play now, yeah. And I think in the beginning I was playing not my best game, but today I was, yeah, the doubles went and yeah, and the triples went, yeah. I'm very pleased.
Did it feel like as the week went along, the better Chris Lman got?
Yeah, I think at the end, There was a better Chris Lman. Still not my feeling. It's not my best, but yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was best.
Let's just dissect the last couple of games. Both tight affairs, both 4-3s, and I bet there was times in that last leg just there against one where the heart was in the mouth a little bit.
Yeah, now the finishing me get me through now. Yeah, and again, yeah, I missed. Yeah, and he missed also. Yeah, but yeah, it, against Paul was also the finish. But yeah, this was also great. Yeah.
You must feel like now you'd be able to kick on, as we mentioned yesterday. Obviously, you made that final at the Lakeside a month ago. Just missed out on that. But does that winning this title, just give you a little bit more confidence? Just kind of take away that a little bit?
Yeah, it's a little bit confidence. Yeah, I'm not still pleased how I played, but yeah, it's always difficult. Yeah, sometimes you play not well, but you're winning. Yeah, that's also nice. But for your feeling, is you can do better. But yeah, I'm very happy now that I win this. Then. Sometimes it's better to play less and then you win, yeah. But I'm very happy. Yeah.
So what's the plans and the goals for Chris Lman in 2024?
We go now to Q School and I hope I get a tour card. And if I don't get a tour card, then it's Challenge Tour and I think WF tournaments and play here, I think.
And if they're not successful there, you get to come back for Champions Week and the opportunity to potentially play for £20,000.
Yeah, that's my first time now. I finally win. I've now 2 times in the final against the Yellow. I lost and now I win. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, if I don't get a tour card, I come here back for the Champions Week.
And you get to start 2024 by lifting the trophy. Chris, many congratulations. We'll let you lift the trophy now. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner for Week 7, the countryman, Chris Lman. Right, he basks in the moment. Chris, many, many congratulations. We'll let him depart the stage. We'll bring Matthew Edgar onto the stage to have a chat about, well, a final littered with drama.
It really was, and it came down to that very ending there, the missed doubles. That really added to the tension of it. Ron Mullen had chances in the first leg, the third, and in the final leg as well. Wasn't able to get over the line, but really good performance from Ron Mullen. He could take a lot of positives away from this week, getting so close, but he'll feel at the moment it was so far away.
And for Chris Lman, a man who we spoke about his near misses in terms of the Lakeside final, in terms of his Pro Tour final, we've spoken so much about his ability, but finally he gets to pick one of them up.
I can vouch for this. I've been in a very similar experience last year where you lose a final, then you lose another final. And when you get to that third final, those previous misses and those near misses all come back to haunt you again. I got ahead and then he starts coming back. And when they start coming back, you start fearing that we're going to go down the same road again. I'm going to miss out on another opportunity. You start thinking of all the points or the prize money and all the opportunities that are passing you by. And he would have had those moments of panic, certainly in that final leg.
Well, he's left the trophy on stage. Is that being left for you next week?
He's not used to walking off with them after the final, is it now? I might get to touch it next week. Someone might need to polish it or something like that. But fantastic week for Chris Lman.
Indeed, it was. Well, Matt, thank you for your company. We'll see you in action on Thursday. We'll see you Monday morning, bright and early, first thing for Week 8 of competition here at the Super Series. But as far as Week 7 is concerned, well, it was the countryman who landed the big prize.